Well, good Thursday to you. I'm 9 News Weather Impact Team meteorologist Chris Spears with your midday weather update. And if you're going into the high country or you are in the high country, we still have snow up that way. That's one of our headlines. Not as much snow falling as blowing around on some pretty strong winds in the northern mountains in particular. Looking ahead to Friday, it looks like we'll get a pretty quiet day across the state before another weather system comes in to start the weekend. And this one, we have a few questions to resolve, but it could bring some snow to Denver. I'll show you what we're looking at here in just a moment. But we'll start off with a couple of snow totals for you. I've put these in order from greatest to least. We had Copper Mountain leading the pack for the last 24 hours. By the way, these totals were as of early this morning, so certainly we could have a little bit more on top of this. But 10 inches, Copper Mountain, Eldora second place with 9, both Loveland and Monarch next at 8. Breck, Winter Park, Ski Coop are all checking in with 7 inches of snow. Crested Butte and Highlands, Aspen Highlands 6 inches, Beaver Creek 5. Some very respectable new totals there at many of our ski resorts, and we still have a little bit of snow out there. The National Weather Service is going to continue the winter storm warning for the mountains in and around Steamboat Springs. That would include Rabbit Ears Pass, for instance, if you're traveling Highway 40. Winter weather advisories for the blue color. That's most of our mountain locations along and north of Interstate 70. Additional snow totals really not the story. We could see as much as 3 to 6 inches on some of those highest peaks around Steamboat Springs, but it's really all about the wind, and we have quite a bit of it out there, and it will be with us for the rest of the day. This wind is really confined to the higher foothills, so locations above 9,000 feet, and then the highest peaks right along the Continental Divide. We're going to see 30 to 50 mile per hour gusts off and on through the afternoon and really into your evening hours. There's even a possibility we could have a place or two clocking in at 60 miles per hour or better, but that is certainly blowing that snow around. And we have travel concerns for those of you that might be going over some of the higher passes. So US 40, Berthoud Pass over to Rabbit Ears Pass, that would be a route you might want to avoid until this wind settles down overnight tonight. Here's your future cast, and you can see we do anticipate some light snow showers in those northern mountains, but that really becomes less and less with each passing hour. The main concern is that blowing snow. And if you think you may want to go into the backcountry, you may reconsider. Because of this latest round of snow with the wind, we have additional concerns for avalanche danger, and the CAIC does have a watch in effect for a good chunk of the Front Range Mountains and those extreme northwestern mountains in and around Steamboat Springs and Routt County. Temperatures today, it's a little chilly out there. The numbers not so bad. A high of 47 in Denver in early January is not terrible, but you have a little wind out there and it certainly feels chilly. So mainly 40s on the northeastern plains, 40s to near 50 southeast. High country locations, variety of temperatures. It really depends on where you're at, but mostly 30s and 40s. We could see a brief 50 in some valley locations, such as Salida. You may briefly get up to 50 degrees before the afternoon is over. In Denver, just scattered clouds, breezy at times. That northwest wind could be a little gusty, 10 to 20 at times. We should top out in those upper 40s. Tonight, it's going to be mid-20s for us here as we look into the evening forecast. Just a few clouds passing by, and those wind speeds should settle down just a little bit. Now, this latest round of snow, remember we had 3 or 4 back-to-back rounds as we ended 2024. It was wonderful news for the Colorado snowpack. Most all basins are close to or slightly above where they should be for this time of the year. We are lacking just a little bit in some of those southwest zones, and that is pretty common during a La Nina winter, where you have a lot of northwest wind and a northwest flow that favors the mountains of northern Colorado. That's kind of what we've been seeing of late. And we're going to continue to see that as we go into your weekend. Remember, I said Friday we'd have a little quiet weather. There you see it there on the jet stream, the high pressure briefly passing over, but right behind it, a low comes in for Saturday. This will do a couple of things for us. It's going to bring another chance for snow to the mountains. There's a potential for a little snow in Denver, and it's going to open the door to Canada once it goes by, and a batch of really cold air is going to come down into the central and eastern part of the United States, and eastern Colorado will be right on the edge of all of that. I have the Futurecast dialed up to Saturday afternoon, showing you that next round of mountain snow, but this is what's interesting and what really has our attention. Watch this as we go towards sunset Saturday night. We may see a brief burst of snow along the Front Range. A couple of things still need to be resolved with regard to how widespread this will be and actually what intensity it will be. But if you're already looking ahead to the weekend, we encourage you to not only stick with us for further updates, but also put in the back of your mind, we have a chance for some snow in Denver late Saturday night. Once that low goes by, I told you the eastern part of the country is going to get pretty cold, and Colorado will be right on the edge. You see that there Sunday, Monday, Tuesday. We're going to run below normal for a couple of days. It's been quite a while since we've had a stretch of below normal weather, but that is what is in store as we roll into the first full week of our new year. We will have additional updates for you throughout the afternoon and evening